It was inspired, by my dad, my family growing up in the San Fernando Valley, and we were just kind of an odd bunch. And my dad was super charismatic, and he was very much, um, whatever issues that he was facing, he would see the positive in it, and my mom the same way, and they just both inspired us to think outside of the box. So the inspiration was to create this world about dreamers. I love filmmaking. I love Cohen's. I love Wes. I love PTA. But from so the references that we started with were based on these photographers, William Eggleston and Stephen Shore, which they shoot with a lot of big wide tableaus and quirky frames, and so I thought that would be a great starting point to tell the story. And then also from the design place, looked at a lot of Polaroids from the Valley in the '60s, and they were faded, pastel tones, and a lot of period pieces were mostly shot in warm and earth tones, and I thought it'd be interesting to take the color palette a different direction. So in the Valley, with all the sort of sun bleached buildings out there, you get these really beautiful pastels, and I just think from a tone place, it really sort of helped with the humor.
That's very much why it appealed to me. Yeah, doing films like Selma and The Help and The Butler, all of which partly or mostly take place in the '60s, but all of which deal with civil rights and racial discrimination. And that was the thing for me about Government Cheese that really stood out. It was more a celebration of family, a deep dive into spirituality in some sense, but also a family, a truly quirky celebration of family, all in a part of America that also I don't think we've seen the Black family celebrated to the degree that it actually was. I mean, Paul grew up in the Valley. There's someone who works at my company who's also from a Black family, who's had generations of their family be in the Valley, and it's something that we don't really know, or certainly haven't seen in film and television. And the fact that it doesn't go anywhere near civil rights or racial discrimination. And those things, of course, were existent at that time, but people were also just living their lives, aspiring to the American dream, which is very much a part of what Government Cheese is about.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really great collaboration. We started with a short film. But first of all, David is a fantastic actor. And, one of the things I was most excited about is that he could bring a level of performance to the absurd in a really interesting way. And so it wasn't really hard for us to get there. We had the material. Aisha being an incredible writer, like I say, she's very bold and unapologetic with her writing style. And so we built this world together, and David and the actors, they filled it, they brought it to life effortlessly.
Bootsy is a free spirit who is a bit ahead of his time, if you will. He's somebody who has a very natural um, relationship with life, if you will. He doesn't feel the need to be anything other than himself. And he digs Bootsy. Bootsy digs Bootsy. And his only real commitment is to his friendship and fraternity with Hampton. And other than that, he's freewheeling, man. Look, he's a man who's worldly, but at the same time, he's comfortable just being. He, fancies himself a bit of a philosopher. And if he has his druthers, perhaps one day he'll write a book.
Einstein's a cool cat. He's very confident, sometimes a little too confident. and he really trusts in his ability, I think, which leads to some funny situations. But I think he's very much on his own path and isn't really concerned with what others' opinions or what others might feel is best for him. He's still, or I guess he's just coming out of high school. So, I mean, I'm still like a young adult. So it was really kind of easy to tap into that, what that world looks like. And I don't have a super similar family dynamic, but I could definitely understand the whole aspect of dad gone, dad coming back. And it's just, how do we fit this in? So it was very easy to step into that. Yeah, it was fun playing him.
I play Harrison Chambers, the youngest of the Chambers crew. And when we first meet Harrison, he is definitely, Paul described him as sort of the Wednesday Addams of the Black Wednesday Addams in the sense. Because he does have a lot of feelings and sort of bitterness about his relationship with his dad and Hampton's ways. But I think the really cool and interesting thing is that as the story progresses, you'll get to see him soften, which is really beautiful, and his passion and his relationship with the Chumash culture and Paul was very instrumental in educating me about that and the real life inspiration and passion that he had for it as well as a young person. And I had so much fun playing him, wearing that Billy Jack look and leaning into that aesthetic was really, really fun.
I think we both wanted to make something that people hadn't really seen before, and we wanted to play outside of the boundaries of what a half hour can usually be. And I think we both just came to it as how different can we make it? And I would just say with Paul is like, what's the most impossible thing that can happen? And then say, can you actually shoot this? And he would say, yes, we can shoot that. And I think that was just like really freeing of how much you could write.
Just from a collaboration, like what I was saying, I think it was very freeing to have, a creative partner in this who, has a lot of experience, writing television and building it out. So it was a really good place, starting point to where we can sort of grow and build. And like she said, we didn't want to do anything traditional. We were thinking outside of the box. So a lot of it is designed as little short films that connect. So we had a really, really good time.